Good evening. This is the Bedford Township Park Commission meeting for the 25th here. Call to order the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Get this hooked up here. Alrighty, we've got the first item is just approving the agenda. I did add 9D line item is the White Park fence bids for the parking lot extension. So that's what I meant to type in there on D and need that added. Otherwise, motioning the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Support with the addendum.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All three pass. Approval of the minutes from the August 11th. I have it noted on there as the August 11th meeting. I didn't see any changes there. And,
sorry for the delay.
Oh, you're fine.
The newsletter.
You do need to do the newsletter, yes.
I was forgetting something. That was by today.
I think she emailed us. If you can get one written, they'll get it in for you.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I will motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, August 11th.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Secretary's report.
Report.
Okay. Yep. Just if you.
Yeah.
She sent an email today about it, and I think Josh said he might write one or something. So, figure it out after the meeting here. Nothing to report for Secretary's report. Good timing. Treasurer's report. We've got it on here. I don't see anything outside of normal Consumers Energy, the water testing at Samaria, the quarterly, and then Stevens Disposal. So without any other additions or changes, I will motion to approve the Treasurer's report for the 25th.
Second.
All in favor? Aaron?
Aye, yes.
Matthew?
Aye.
Myself, aye, and Josh.
Aye.
Treasurer's report is approved. No presentations are on the agenda for tonight. I haven't gotten really any word from ComEd or the park partners. I did have a discussion with 3B. Might as well just bring up what I was going to say with White Park, but we've had vandalism at 3B for about a week now. The concession stand was broken into and everything taken. A police report was filed for that. Otherwise, it's been numerous nights now of whoever flipping over the bleacher seats around the different corner fields, and then one of the newer trees that we put in at field 2, they ripped all the branches off and everything and wanted to vandalize. So we've talked with the sheriff. I spoke with Al. We've gotten that forwarded on to the sheriff for that to see more evening patrols or them stopping out there doing some check-ins just to try to prevent it. Hopefully with school starting next week too, this just settles down, but please stop the vandalism at White Park.
They can do their paperwork too in the parking lot.
That's what they're gonna do.
I can text one of the deputies.
Outside of that, comments from the public. No public's present, leading us into old new business. I just have it noted on there for 9A. The water fountain installation is scheduled for the 8th through the 11th. They're going day by day, park by park. I don't have an order or what. Water will be shut off during the installation period. During that day, I let 3B know for White Park. I don't really think it has an effect on any of the others with outdoor water usage and shutting that line off, so it should not be an issue otherwise. 9B, the final review approval of the amended pickleball court contract. We got that back from Phil. Reviewed everything. It's a bunch of back and forth legal stuff they tidied up and cleaned up. Nothing was changed in terms of the work to be done, the project itself, just finer details here and there that they adjusted, and Phil recommended to us to approve. The company already did approve, so I'm going.
So do we have to motion?
Yeah.
I'm motioning to
Phil.
say we do approve the amended contract, and that's what we're recommending to the township, to approve it, and let's move forward with this project. So that's my motion to approve the amendments. And like I said, nothing major was changed. There was some warranty information that they cleaned up the legal jargon to. It's all finer details that Phil's been working back and forth with them on. It's all legal
Phil
jargon.
recommended us approve it, so
Yep.
I support it.
Support. All in favor? Aaron?
Aye, yes.
Matthew?
Aye.
Myself, aye, and Josh.
Aye.
So we'll get that over to Township Hall so they can do whatever steps are next to finalize that and get the project scheduled for pickleball court installation. 9C is the baseball contracts we did the last time we did it as our previous board. Was a 3-year baseball contract for the fields, 3B obviously at White Park, the Bedford Select at Samaria and Parmalee, and then Black Ops at Carr. They're expiring after the season in October. Basically putting it out there to motion to approve that we do a 3-year again and not a year by year, and we'll get new ones built up for them to sign and everything. Unless somebody has a recommendation otherwise, that is going to be my motion to approve a 3-year extension. And if all of them are in agreement and in alignment and want to continue with the parks, they can. If they want to back out, that whatever park they back out of will open. Obviously, 3B's there. It's if Bedford Select's still operating, which as far as I've spoken with them, yes. Bedford Black Ops, I've tried to contact. I need to find a contact for them. They've switched heads multiple times over the past couple years, and we've had an issue with them in locking where they're storing their equipment and everything. So we need to have
that part of the contract.
we're going to put it in the new one because we started allowing them that after the fact, and that so we need to. That's where I want. If we're going to approve and have them sign again, we're going to have a discussion with that, or they're going to turn the key in.
So this isn't to approve the contract language, it's just to be able to.
Are we extending the teams for 3 years again instead of doing it year by year like it used to be?
I mean, I think a year by year would be good.
I absolutely do not. You want to deal with this every single year for the same team operating?
That's once a year, right?
Then you can draw up and do all of the paperwork and handle it. I'm, like I said, motion out there for a 3-year extension, and we get the new contracts built up then. So they can sign
Say
after the
1
season.
to 3 years in the event that they don't want that, or that we.
Well, they
can't
can
come
back
to an
out.
agreement with.
If they're going to be, like, say, Bedford Select dissolves after a year and they're then those parks are open and the contract's null and void. They've got the rights to it for 3 years.
Okay.
Now, for example, you're saying we've been having issues with Bedford Black Ops now in the contract. Is there anything written out?
Okay, slow down. This has nothing to do with what's in the contract. It's just, are we extending them for 3 years again? That's the only motion. We'll worry about the contract jargon and what's in it and what details we want to add or change when we pull up the contracts and are writing the new ones. But I'm not going to start contacting these groups and all that until we know what we're.
I think it's fair to have 3 because I mean they're putting a commitment into using their
Upgrades and
with,
facilities
all
and
this stuff.
exactly why we did it, because we did it 1 year initially and Select was like, well, we don't necessarily want to pour money into this if we aren't going to get it again next year. And so they've brought in the safe slide, they've done the upgrades, they're maintaining the fields to help with us. Obviously 3Bs, and for the long haul they're not going anywhere. We just kept all of them in line so we do this universally at the same time. That's why we did the 3-year extension on the last one.
Yeah, that makes sense. I support the 3-year extension.
All in favor, Aaron?
Hold on, so motion to approve contract terms to be permissible for up to 3 years? Something like that?
A 3-year contract extension for the fields.
That's good enough language?
From 26, for basically the seasons of 26, 27, 28.
Yeah, yes.
Matthew?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Josh?
Aye.
I will get those in the works and obviously bring it up with it. We needed that stage 1. 9D is the White Park fence bid. This is, Matthew has been collecting them for us for extending the parking lot where it L's back towards the tennis courts further down that way because it won't interrupt field 6 and it doesn't interrupt the current pickleball or tennis courts to get additional parking there, especially with where it's at now and the size of where 3B has grown. It's just to get, I think it was 60, not quite that many additional spots.
It ends up being almost 170 feet more. So
down. You get about
one on each
30
side of
more
it.
parking
I
spots
think it ends up
roughly,
being like 35-ish. 30.
something like that. And then we'll get stone put in and stone it just like the rest and go from there with it.
So I got 3 quotes. I got one from Larry Krebs Jr. from Ida. His was $7,200, and that was to keep it all. All the quotes are for keep it original to what we have, just extend it down and turn 90 degrees to connect to the other fence. And then I got another one from TNR and from Temperance. They were $6,800. And then I got a verbal from Backyard Renovations for them. They just said an estimate between $8,000 and $9,000.
Okay.
And then Bedford Fence was not interested in quoting out.
Is there one you're recommending or looking over and seeing what they're doing or?
I mean, they're pretty similar. I don't know Larry Krebs versus TNR one way or another. I don't know if anybody has any experience of them.
I don't. The only one I do is Backyard Reno, who's doing our car fence, which I believe we got a message on is scheduled for next week.
I did get,
Really?
I got quotes very quickly from both of them, so that was
So all
nice.
they have to do is remove the fence.
No, they're just
Or like
adding,
move, take it up and then
Extend it.
extend it and put it back.
and then we'll have to get stone put in, however many ton, which at
Pat would be able to
25
do
a
that.
ton
So
or
then
25 a
create
yard. It's
Parking area.
we're probably gonna spend $300-400 in stone then to have it stoned and have maintenance leveled off and dumped back there once the fencing's done.
So these quotes, I guess, are permissible theoretically?
They're under the maximum to need a bid per se, so.
Public bid is 20 grand or above.
Okay, so.
We got our 3, or
We
we've,
sent a recommendation basically to the township trustees.
that's what this is gonna be. Do they want to pursue this project or not?
I think it would be good because we are, like this year, one of the last meetings we had, it said that this is the record year for them having 3B.
3B, they're for fall ball registration going on right now that I think it closes this week for the fall league then, which is going to be on weekends, is astronomically record numbers, like higher than they've ever had. And
We're already busy on Saturdays and
It's
Sundays.
already a disaster.
Right.
The whole parking in the middle thing is just
Yeah.
like a problem waiting
If
to
we could add
happen.
35 more spaces just for,
I don't know that it's going to fix anything other than it's just.
it'll help.
it's adding more spots.
Right. I
Still
know.
not
I
enough.
think
I
we
mean-
still have a problem, but.
There's
Still
only
probably-
so much room. You can only,
Right, right. Well,
you want to pave the whole park and make it parking.
No.
We can't. So
no, that's where it's.
the only other option, the other lot, would be tearing out the woods and the trail and taking that one deeper. Like,
Where they all park in Indian Creek and walk across the street.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I mean, it fills. It fills every time there's major
does.
events.
3B fills. Or you're saying.
White Park, all
Or,
those, all
White
those
Park.
lots fills.
Absolutely, I agree, and I think it'll still fill.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
It's
that's
just
it.
giving that much more, especially with pickleball courts over there and that smaller. You can't really make that lot any bigger, but
No, I know the area we're talking
because
about. I mean,
adding it onto that end too helps with the basketball courts and the pickleball courts. If you decide to go and park in there, you can go all the way to that end. We'll have a gate or an opening right there to be able to get to the pickleball and tennis courts. So it's just on the back side of them, pretty much how we're extending
right,
it.
yeah, it's where the dumpsters are, move those. So what are we telling them? That we're going to say, we're going to pick one of these individuals?
This is
and
what we're
then
recommending to township.
Recommend that this individual at this price or this company at this price?
I mean, obviously the easiest would be the cheaper of the count, and they're in Temperance, so it's local.
Yeah, the
So
6,800.
6,800 with Temperance, TNR would be my recommendation. I did talk to them, I think it was last week, and they both said their quotes are still good, because I talked to them a few weeks ago about this.
So I'm writing that we're motioning to approve the White Park fence removal to create, or
White Park fence extension.
extension to
create more parking lot.
More parking at a cost of $6,800 to be given to TDR.
T and R.
T&R. So that's the motion. You're motioning?
I'll make the
Did you
motion.
motion?
I'll second. All in favor?
70 feet, right? Specifically 170 feet?
Approximately 170 feet.
Approximately,
'Cause there's a tree there, and it might have to be just a few feet on this side of it.
Yep.
Approximately 170 feet to be finally determined by Matt with them. Good, okay.
I seconded it, so all in favor, Aaron?
Yes.
Matthew?
Yes.
Myself, I. Josh?
Aye.
We will get that, let them know it's on to Township Hall, and if you can, email those over to Trudy to get them put on the next board, or the township meeting agenda for an approval, or they can say they don't want to bother with this project, and that's that. Takes us on to Parks Update, Ansted Park. Any updates from you? Anything for Ansted?
Ansted, I went out there today, I need to get a sign ordered for one of the mile markers was ripped off, but other than that, nothing really going out there. The flowers are looking beautiful out there. If you haven't been out there, the wildflowers
The
are looking
weather's
amazing.
awesome right now. We're
Yeah.
getting closer to the color change and fall season. It's really nice out
I
there in
did.
the
I
fall.
did talk with. I want to talk with Pat about creating some little tributary mow areas like that. We could kind of create a little picnic area in the center of the wildflowers, but that'll be in the future. But that's just throwing it out there right now.
Samaria?
Not a whole lot at Samaria right now. Just last I knew was that the pavilion was going to get some repairs done with soon, so haven't seen anything new with that yet. But that's it for Samaria.
White Park, kind of like I already stated, there's been some vandalism going on. There has been a police report on the one incident, and the sheriff is well aware. Township's aware. I mean, other than catching them in the act and seeing that there's not much we can do about flipped benches and all of that, the seating. I am talking with Pat. I talked with Al today on it, and Pat, and we're going to see about, since they don't ever move those bleachers and they just weed whack around them like once a year, potentially like putting in 5-gallon buckets, like digging down, putting them and cementing them in, just those bleachers are held in place since they don't move them at all.
They flip those.
Yep. The big like 3-tier ones, they're all flipped upside down, and one of the porta potties was knocked over by Field 2. Like I said, one of the trees, all the branches were ripped off of it and broken, and so 3B was out there, Kyle, and he cleaned it up and trimmed it, and hopefully it survives. We'll keep an eye on that tree. If it dies, we'll look at having to replace that one. Like I said, their concession stand, the building was actually broken into, and that's the one that they actually filed a police report for. All the concessions were stolen, and
Another reason we need cameras at these parks.
I know.
We're sure it's multiple incidents, not just one.
it wasn't all one night. No, it's been the bleachers have been flipped like 3 different nights now, so it's continuing. The sheriff's aware. They're going to make patrols. I get it. Summer's coming to an end. Kids are antsy. They're back in school next week. Hopefully this blows over and that's it. If it continues, we'll have to look into what options are available. Parmalee?
The wheelbarrow's still there, hasn't moved.
Is the mulch still there?
No, and the mulch,
Okay.
right. So that didn't.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that's a
heard
big
back
sign.
from Mitch in terms of when they're scheduling or if they can look into doing it. We'll try to get it out there to the community for them to, hey, let's get this going.
I might put a little a sign with a stick on top of the mulch as a second step, but it's there. I don't know, little wheelbarrow's
get-
there. Anybody feels like wheelbarrowing mulch who plays disc golf.
It'll get spread. It's 4 under the baskets at every
Yeah,
hole,
yeah.
so
But it's still there. Nothing's moved.
fair enough.
If anyone volunteers, I'll bring a tractor with a little wheelbarrow and we'll shovel it in and we'll go do it that way.
Okay.
Cars Grove with all the projects and everything going on. Anything else?
I was told with that the fence is supposed to be starting this week. He has the
Materials
materials
finally
from
in.
what I've been told. And then the contract we just obviously voted just a little bit ago. So that should be.
Was he starting this week or it was starting just after? I thought you said next week after the holiday. Is he looking at
I
potentially
thought it was
starting it this week?
I thought it was this week.
Oh,
that it was supposed
sweet.
to start. That's
Even
what I
better.
was.
Even better.
Unless I misunderstood what I heard. But that's
Even better.
Yeah. I drove by it today hoping it was started, but it was not started yet today. Nothing else really
Okay.
with that right now.
Wheeler, same old. I was just there the other night and walked it, and the trails need a good fall mow back. Everything's grown pretty well with how wet and humid this summer's been. Maintenance does that kind of cut back of the actual trail areas. But otherwise, I mean, it's still there.
I will add to Wheeler as well. So I was going through there this last week, just seeing how much invasive stuff we have over there, and it's pretty bad over there. The spotted lanternfly is very well and active over there on many of those trees that have been out there. Called around to some different tree companies just to get some ideas or get some quotes from them potentially. I had walked through 3 of them, got feedback from each of them that varied differently. Received some pretty good advice as to how to approach eradicating the invasive trees of heaven and black locust. So that's something I'm going to be working on the next month or so to figure out what we're going to do and maybe start doing some of that this fall and during the wintertime as well. But there's like one section of the park, just from walking through, like everything over in one area is all black locust, more towards the east. And once all those get knocked down, it's going to be a wide open area. Maybe we can do something different. Maybe plant some native stuff or maybe a butterfly habitat. I don't know, just different ideas we can think of. But even just walking through, there was one part of the trail where there was a whole bunch of seed pods from the tree of heaven. There was like a whole cluster of them that were all brown. I thought they were dead, but he said they're ripe. And it was a whole cluster of like 40 to 50 of them. We scooped those up and threw them away because, yeah, they're pretty bad. Like there's a lot of seed pods hanging on some of them right now, so they're still duplicating. So something we need to take care of pretty soon. It's going to get worse.
Okay. Comments from the public? None present. Commissioners' comments, Aaron?
Nothing.
Matthew?
Nothing to more.
Nothing from myself. Josh?
I just received an email this afternoon from Rick Steiner and somebody else from the Lions Club. They're talking about they did go to the pavilions at the parks that they've sponsored in the past. They're also looking to see what funds they have to donate to repair and restore each of them. So that's what they're going to be figuring out pretty soon, and they want to come to our next meeting in September. I believe it's the 8th,
Yes.
correct? Yeah, so they want to be here at that meeting to talk about that.
Yeah, because I'd like to get them on point of like we're waiting on Manikin Smith and what we're going to be doing with the pavilion, and here's going to be the engineer's recommendation. This is what's done. This is the look of cost. Like,
That's one thing I did forget to mention.
I was going to ask.
We did get the engineer's recommendation, so that is one thing that's going to.
now we can actually know what to bid for
Yes.
and get. And
And we have to do some costs, like send it out and see what the bid would be to do it one way or another, because right now it's sounding like it might be about the same cost to do brand new versus
replace everything.
Because both of them require a new slab.
New concrete, so they basically recommend tear down, start new.
No, that's just one of the options.
Oh, okay.
That is an option, or it's taking all the posts out,
There's
getting
still
new
got the
concrete
whole-
poured, getting.
Roof of the thing that is fine. It's just
The roof is fine. It's just the supports and
Yeah.
Okay.
so it's a cost versus benefit. So we have to figure what that will be.
One other thing too, a few quick things to add. One, the gazebo there at Carr, if you're thinking about getting rid of, that's going to be difficult because that, from what I've been told by Al, is that it was dedicated a long time ago. If you go over there, there's different plaques and stuff. So like it was in honor of somebody or something. So it's one of those things. You're going to have to talk to the family or whoever it is there. And then on top of that, planning commission meetings this Wednesday. They're for the CIP. They're just getting started with it. Nothing set in stone yet, but they just want to hear from us initially what our thoughts are first. And then they're going to revisit us again later this fall for the CIP. I'm also...
You're attending that one, correct?
I'll be there this Wednesday. On top of that, I've also been on some different websites of playscape manufacturers, looking at several of them, including Miracle, who we have currently, as well as some other ones. There's some very nice equipment for inclusive playgrounds, especially from BCI Burke. They have a really cool slide that they have, which connects to a walkway ramp that not only just you can walk up, but also where there's a video of it. If I can send it to you guys, but there's a video where a kid's able to scoot over from the slide and go up backwards using these bottom handrails, and be able to go back up. So it's one of those things that we can really do. Looking at different designs, seeing what the cost would be, is even just as far as install and shipping, and then also seeing if we can save money, because some of these manufacturers, I think, also do the engineering, which would definitely save us a lot of time and money and not having to deal with Manikin Smith in this project.
100%.
So just some differences, because I talked with Alan Chase, and those were some things they recommended to me. I forget which manufacturer was, but even one of them had it on their website that they can also help with securing grants. So we'll look into that and see what we can do.
Perfect. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Our next meeting is Monday, the 8th of September, 7 p.m. here. Thanks, guys.
All right.